verse number 338, one verse, please read. Antarvahisvam stirajangameshu Gyantvatmanadharataya vilokya Tyakta khilopadirakhanda rupaha Purnatmanaya sthitaye samuktaha Sarvatmana bandha vimukti hetuhu Sarvatma bhavanna parosti kasyide Drishyagrahe satyupapadyate sau Sarvatma bhavosya sadatmanishtaya Sarvatmana bandha vimukti hetuhu Sarvatma bhavanna parosti kasyite Drishyagrahe sati upapadyate sau Sarvatma bhavosya sadatmanishtaya As you go on listening to these, and more discover for yourself as to who you are, it should be very clearly understood that this knowledge that is about yourself, who you are, is absolutely essential to live your life well. In a sense, because of this knowledge, it does not demand any type of denial or negation of the creation, but must learn how to live the life. The life is not meant for continuously only studying about yourself, picking up information about yourself. If that is life, then what about your living? Because physically, when you are going to be alive, you like it or not, we have to struggle for existence. Don't take sitting down in one place, getting food freely, everything taken care of is an ideal life. A situation in the education, when we are going through this knowledge with the teacher, the situation is such, a situation is provided where the student has nothing else to do, is not supposed to do anything else except to abide in himself. This is your knowledge. This is your preparation, this is your training, this is your understanding, this is where you expose, this is how you expose yourself to the knowledge. When you are exposing yourself to knowledge, you are not engaged in any other activity to keep you alive or to sustain yourself. That is why in this tradition, Viksha is allowed. Viksha, begging. Begging is allowed because the person who is planning to live a life of renunciation, person is planning to live a life of understanding, contemplation, he is not supposed to work for some time. Reason? If he goes on engaging himself in every activity to sustain himself, there shall be no time for contemplation. That is why sadhus are permitted to beg, bhiksha. It is not to be a lazy person. There is a beautiful arrangement between the society and this understanding, or the people who are following this understanding. A person who has engaged himself in the study of the scriptures, in understanding about himself, has no time to work for his own sustenance, because that way he shall have no time for contemplation. If he has to cook his food, if he has to produce his food, if he has to produce everything that he requires, it will take time. Naturally, it takes time. So, it is organized in such a way that the society, where the people who are already living in household, they are supposed to take care of the renunciate. Why? Because as even the person who is engaging himself has no time, or should not at this moment waste his time to sustain himself, the people who are busy creating sustenance have no time for look at themselves. Understand? These very two simple things. The person who is busy earning a living, a livelihood, sustenance for himself, has no time for contemplation. And the person who is busy in contemplating is not supposed to waste his time in sustaining himself. So, the arrangement is, the society takes care of his stomach so that the person is alive, and the person in turn takes care of the thinking, the knowledge of the Absolute. That is why when you go to the society begging for food, nobody gives you just a rice and vegetable. They are supposed to give you cooked food, because you just take it in two hands. Panidraye bhiksha amantrayanta. That is the tradition. In two hands you collect the bhiksha, not in a big pot. Whatever comes, you eat it up, wash up and go away. That type of simplicity, you eat it up, sustaining yourself. When you sustain yourself thus, now you have full time for contemplation. So the society feeds you not to fatten you or to make you lazy, but to help in your contemplative life. So the person who has withdrawn himself into a teaching institution, ashram or isolation, now he spends most of his time in contemplation. Why? Because he is cooking ideas inside. Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. He listens to the scripture, thinks about it, and ultimately Dhyanam is one with himself. So the person busy with the contemplation, because he, whatever he listens to, Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, whatever listens to, he is now cooking that idea, that is for himself. So the person in the society who has no time for contemplation, now to him, this learned person gives the idea in an assimilable form. Just like he cooks the food and gives the sadhu or the contemplative, the recluse, in an assimilable form. This person, the recluse, the contemplative one, provides the idea in an assimilable form. As even the sadhu he has to take the food and digest for himself. The householder listens to this truth and must digest it for himself. That person must assimilate. So, this is how the arrangement is. So, when you are coming to the scripture, it does not mean that everything else must be stopped. So when you have understood it, now you go back to the scripture, you go back to the society. After a Gurukula Vasa, after living with the teacher as a brahmachari, there are two possibilities. You can be a grihastha or you can straight away move into sannyas. But most people will go through grihastha. Everybody will not jump straight from the sannyasi. You can go from the brahmachari, the life of a student, straight to the ultimate chaturtha asrama, straight to a sannyasi. But most people will go through, grihastha and vanaprastha and other things. So the important aspect of it is you must spend some time being with yourself. You must spend some time learning about yourself. When you are learning about yourself, let us not talk about any other activities. Because that time, if you engage yourself in any other activity, possibilities are you shall get distracted. But that is not an arrangement for laziness. That has to be very, very careful. Because when you are sitting down and you are not doing anything because food is coming, house is taken care, whatever you need is taken care, why people are providing for it? The Guru is not materializing from the heavens. The people are providing for it. Therefore, the people also must be served. So you live that life of contemplation. So that is the purpose. When he says that there is nothing unto that is antarbahi swam stirajangamesu gyantva atmana adharataya vilokya, having seen himself as the foundation, the substratum of everything in this universe, that himself is everything, it will look as though this boy has nothing, this man has nothing else to do but only talk about this, only think about this. Hey, what about food, accommodation relating to somebody? There is maybe if you are married, there is a husband, there is a wife, maybe there are children, maybe there are father, mother, so many responsibilities are there. You mean to say this person has nothing else to do? Must watch out. What it means is, when you have, just like when you are learning driving in an isolated place, that time you are not facing any other traffic. But your purpose is not to end up in the isolation, but to go into the highway. Same way, when you are learning about yourself, for some time you withdraw yourself from everything. That is why, say, Gruhatyagi, what is that? The person who wants to study these things, it must be four things. That you should be a person who should be kakasnanam, Vakadhyanam, Swana Nidra Tathaivacha, Alpahari, Gruhatyagi, Vidyarthi, Panchalakshanam. This is the 5 Lakshana, characteristics of a Vidyarthi, of a student. Usually for Brahma Vidya, but that you can use for the ordinary knowledge also. What are the 5 things? You must be a student. Kakasnanam, bathe like a crow. Have you seen a crow bathing? Goes 2-3 times, gets away, finish. Kakasnanam is not Cleopatra bath. This milk, donkey's milk, elephant milk, and that milk, it's not like that. When Brahmachari, when you are studying these things, are you getting that point, please? Because that is your preparatory stage. After that, what you do to a wise man, nobody gives an injunction what he should do. Appreciate it very, very carefully. In your preparatory stage, this is the principle. Kakasnanam, bathe like a crow. Just don't waste your time. Go to the bathroom and 10 minutes singing, dancing, and then putting on the shower and forgetting everything. Some people can do that. No. Because whole time is meant for contemplation. Kakasnanam, Vakadhyanam. Vakadhyana, vaka is like a bird, that heron. The heron, when it is going to catch the fish, have you seen his concentration? Wow, top class concentration. Just, unshaken. It is focusing on the fish and then pop, it never misses the heat. Vakadhyanam. Your concentration is like a heron, never losing sight. Swana Nidra, sleep like a dog. Swana Nidra. Kakasnanam, Vakadhyanam Swana Nidra. Swana Nidra is sleep like a dog. Dog sleep is absolutely alert. Tiny sound, the dog wakes up. But suppose you are a brahmachari and you are sleeping like a log of wood. Even in the next room there is a theft, you don't know anything. Somebody is shouting, you are very deeply sleeping. Swana Nidra. You should sleep like a dog, very alert. No, I am sleep up to night 9 o'clock to morning 8 o'clock. Only 11 hours. Swana Nidra. Alpahari, and you must be one alpahara, eating less. Alpahara, not starving. Understand the point? Doesn't say starve. He says alpahari. If you can, your full meal is 6 idlis, you must take 4 idlis. Not 60. If your capacity is nothing is there, put 60. So you come to the study 35 kilos. By the time you go back, 72 kilos. Brain, half gone. Body, double. Right? It's a waste of time. Swana nidras tateva alpahari. You must, it doesn't say fasting, eating. Why? Food can be a huge indulgence. Food can be such a big indulgence, you can't believe it. You once in a while see for yourself. I have told you. Once in a while you must do fasting. Nobody need to tell you. Fasting means what? Just one meal you skip. Just consciously, one meal you skip. And see your reactions inside. Very, very important. It's not for food, denying food, to see the reaction. That you tell you that you don't take the food for one day and see what your mind tells you. It will push you. Go. What is this? Why are you starving? Unnecessary. You can clearly see your mind speaking to you. Do you understand? That whole training of being conscious of your thought, that is why the moment you go little out of your habit, you shall see the protestation, how much your mind will resist. Every day you are sleeping up to morning 6 o'clock. You say, no, 4 o'clock I will get up and sit down quietly. Get up at 4 o'clock and see what your mind is telling. You will not have a greater enemy than your own mind. It will shout, what is getting up 4 o'clock? Sure, go to sleep. Nobody wakes up. What is 4 o'clock? No, sleep. I want to sleep. Who is wanting to sleep? Habitual I wanting to sleep. The person who is speaking the role of a contemplator, a fresh role, a new lifestyle, a new role I. Say, I want to contemplate. The habitual I say, I want to sleep. See the fight between the two. The sleepy fellow will overtake you. What contemplation? Sleep. You sleep. The contemplative I decides that I should not eat anything more today. Today I shall skip the meal. The habitual I will say, what are you skipping for? You are wasting time. Arey, today is payasam. Feast today. Don't do that. Night you can do that. As long as you can postpone. So you immediately justify. Night I am not going to eat, so now I can eat. So night. So when the night comes, lunch I had decided, lunch is taken, what about night? Come on, let's take the night. Compromise. No, you understand it. It's not a joke. You understand it. It's a huge compromise. And who is compromising? Your father, huh? Your uncle? You. The thought inside pushes you. Alpahari. It's a huge taste. And the last one is Gruhatyagi, one who goes away from home. Gruhatyagi. Run away from it. Run away from the security of the society. So keep yourself insecure. I don't need my bed, my pillow, my house, my car, my dress, my food, my dog, my type of things. No, everything is given up. Why? I am interested in knowing myself. Gruhatyagi. So for some time, not for all time. Are you getting that point, please? This is for Sometime the tragedy with the modern day scriptural study is the person who is in the household also taking responsibility. Now he wants to live a life or renunciate in Madras metropolis. What is this? You think for yourself. And having seen it, now if you have got a decision, you have got a different lifestyle, therefore your time will be different, your routine will be different. But what will happen is at no time you are losing sight of yourself. Previously, that is why in the quiet, isolated place, when you learn driving, you are keeping yourself away from every traffic. You learn it, but same time you go slowly into traffic so that later on with a heavy traffic and you are not affected. Same thing, when you are learning about yourself, least possible roles at your disposal to distract you. I am not the father of somebody, not the brother of somebody, not the husband of somebody, not the wife of somebody, but I am a person by myself. That itself gives you a huge relief. Are you getting that? Because there is no father, mother, brother, sister, husband, wife, children to take care of. That itself makes you forget that you are the son of somebody, daughter of somebody, husband of somebody, wife of somebody. Roles have taken a holiday. Are you getting that? You have taken a holiday from your roles. Holiday. Because tomorrow you shall return to the role. Now you are by yourself. There is no student, no teacher. You are now at this moment, only one role is, I am a student of this knowledge. You are not even a teacher of somebody. That is why as long as you are studying, don't open your mouth. If you open your mouth, suddenly people will be impressed by it. Then it unconsciously will get into the head. Then now I am a wise man, Unconsciously it may get into the head because people will be surprised by the informations that you have. This knowledge is something so amazing. You start singing bhajan and you think no end of yourself. There was one student who was studying with us. Believe me, he was a fantastic singer. He was a fantastic singer. So every day in bhajan class he has to sing. Everybody likes him and he also is a good. He could lead bhajan very nicely. Within 2 months' time, he went nuts. Because he thought he is even more powerful than Swamiji. The one Swamiji was teaching us, he was not that popular as the bhajan singer. But visitors when they come, this man is singing with dadi, beautiful beard, and brahmacharis, they know how to keep themselves, little, dadi, these things, chandan, vibhuti, dress up nicely, very wonderfully. And food is available, plenty, should all, very full, and not that variety, not that thing, so very round up, so very handsome, and sing. So every visitor will go to him. So suddenly he thought he is now the guru. People start visiting him and bringing fruits and other things also as they do it with Swamiji. He went nuts. Believe me, after 3-4 months, suddenly one day he says, oh, with these jalra, that, what is that? That symbols, guinea, those things, I can win over the world. And he left the ashram. Of course, he had picked up few things, but because of his singing, many people will fall for music. How many people will fall for intellectual learning? Intellectual learning means your intellect has to be used. How many people can use their intellect? Not many people use their intellect. Why? Because they are so tired or incapable. That is why people go for funny things. What is the funny? The more bizarre the whole thing is. Today I was going through walking, there is a sign, there is a poster there. Then in Tiruvannamalai now you have got any number of jokers. Lovely circus going on all around. One is putting up, one is says, he has got his third eye opened, so come and just have a look at him and get blessed and go. It's all over. The poster is all over. I am not telling you. The poster is all over. There is another one only simply laughing. So everybody has to sit down for a half an hour, 1 hour, he must laugh and go away. And then 15 rupees, 20 rupees or whatever something. Another person says, oh, I have got 2,000 Shivalingas in one place. In one Shivalinga there are 100 or 1,008. There are so many places these things are there. So another person, oh, this is so very powerful. The linga has got power. Huh? So the more bizarre, more people will come. Music, more people will come. Because who has the time to think? How many people can think? You successfully delude yourself that you can bypass thinking and still be free. You shall not be. Don't worry. You cannot bypass thinking because your thinking is trouble. Are you getting that? What brings you fear? What brings you confusion? Your thoughts. How can you bypass thinking? That is why by chance try to escape your thought. You may forget your thinking for some time by singing, dancing, jumping, breathing and all that stuff. But very soon your thought returns and you don't know how to handle it. Please appreciate. So if you have a song, everybody will come. The whole congregation will be there. Thinking, how many people will be there? No, that is why it should be very, very clear. You are exposed to this thinking and you challenge your thought. What is this knowledge all about? When you do that, appreciate it. When you start questioning, thinking, understand for yourself. And then, so this boy, what did he do? He went away and started speaking something, and of course we were singing, a lot of people came and we became popular for some time. Recent now, last 5, 7 years, 8 years back, he passed away. He completely went out of this knowledge and started cheating people. Why? Because when you don't have the knowledge, what will you do? You will cheat. You will pretend to have knowledge. That is where you will give the statement. Give the statement, you are Brahman, you are Atman, you are consciousness. Nothing more than that. That is why you shall say, oh, everybody tell the same thing. How is it revealed? It's not what the other person says. Everybody can say you are Brahman. Everybody can say you are out of, other than the three bodies, three avasthas. But has the person seen for himself? And when he says, how does he reveal it? Does he know how to reveal it? Just giving one statement is not the end of the world. And what type of person he should be? Sarvatma bhava. Just see the point. Who is a wise person? The person who knows about himself, listen carefully, knows about himself, and that self is not only here, but there and everywhere. Sarvatma bhava. Sarvatma bhava means antarvahista stirajangameshu. Within and without, in the mobile, immobile universe, himself is the substratum. Tyakta akhila upadhi akhanda rupa sanna. Now free from all the upadhis, like your dress example I was giving you, on your physical body there may be 100 dresses. Your body is not forgotten. Your body is never forgotten. However much dresses you may put on. Now red, now yellow, now pink, now green, now the white. Any dress you put on, the body's color doesn't change. Are you getting that point, please? So many roles you are picking up, and in case it so happens, after picking up a role, putting on a dress, suppose the dress doesn't get out of your body, what will happen? Exactly the same way. Who you are, the I, the consciousness, the bodiless awareness, Chid Vapuhu, the pure body of consciousness, on which million thought roles are taking place. Every thought is a role. So you cannot afford to forget the consciousness in and through all thoughts. And every thought is a role. Akhanda Rupaha, indivisible pure consciousness. Purnatmana Sthita, and what is existing? Everywhere. Samuktaha, indeed. Such a person is liberated. The truth here, they are everywhere. This is known as the Sarvatma Bhava. How is it? Comes later on. Next verse he clearly proves it. Sarvatmana, starts with that. Sarvatmana bandha vimukti hetuhu. Sarvatma bhavanna parosti kinchiti. Sarvatmana bandha vimukti hetuhu. Bandha vimukti hetuhu. The cause of the freedom from the bondage is Sarvatma Bhava. Listen that statement. Sarvatma Bhava. So what is Sarvatma Bhava? Sarveshu bhuteshu ahameva atma. In all the beings, I am the self, or that which is there in all the beings indeed is myself. Whoever says I. Understand? Bhagavan Krishna says in 10th chapter beautifully. Aham Atma Gudakesa Sarva Bhutasastha. He Gudakesa Arjuna, Aham Atma. I am the self. The meaning of the word Aham, Atma, one and the same. Pure consciousness. Sarva Bhutasastha. It is existing in all the beings. Whoever says I, the meaning word is, the meaning is same consciousness. That is why, while introducing the topic, I told you, I is the first universal name. Universal first name. Who are you? Everybody has to begin with the word I. Who are you? Start answering. Who are you? I. Everybody. There is no female I, male I, Indian I, American I, old I, young I. No. The same I. And what is the meaning of it? Universal first name, universally nameless content, consciousness. What is existing? Wherever you go, your body moves from place to place. Consciousness never moves. Understand the oneness. Like your body moves from place to place. In space, do you carry your space? Anybody? Carrying the space? It's a beautiful example. You don't carry space. Your body moves in space, but your body does not carry the space. Because there is nothing called a personal space. Are you getting that point, please? There is nothing called a person. Thoughts move in consciousness. Consciousness never moves. So what is consciousness? Wherever your body goes, there the consciousness is. Yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra samadhaya. Wherever the thought moves, consciousness is. So where is that place? Sarvatma, in and through everything is existing. So truth here is truth everywhere. Nobody stands apart from it. That is known as Sarvatma. Many philosophers, please understand, many philosophers can tell you Drashta is not Drushya, seer is not the seen. Seer is not the seen. That logic many people can give you. The celebrated one, if I take that name, he is dead and gone. So with no disrespect, but with sheer respect, I am telling you, if you read Krishnamurti, he was a J. Krishnamurti those days, he was a great philosopher. I mean a thinker, that is how he was accepted anyway. So he takes these examples. He also always say, seer is not the seen. That he shall take. Because he had studied a little bit of here and there. Later on, he completely started dismissing everything, including God himself. Why? Because you can see the difference. Seer is not the seen. Body sees. Creation is seer. Body is not the tree. Eyes see the body. Eyes see the thing. Eyes is different from the thing. Thought see the eyes. Thought is different from the eyes. You see the thought. This is where they stop. But that consciousness which I am is indeed everything. That part they don't take. Because if you jump into that macro, Ishvara is inevitable. God will come into picture. There is a consciousness here with one body, Jiva. The same consciousness with Samashti Upadhi, we have seen it all that, is Ishvara. The totality, it is Ishvara. So you cannot deny God. That is why any philosophy that denies God is incomplete. It is incomplete. Micro and macro, please appreciate. It is just like the water is there. Understand? The water is there in the wave. And the same water is in the ocean. So ocean is Ishvara, wave is Jiva, water is Brahman. Water everywhere is Brahman. The same water in the wave, if you want to name it, Atma. Are you getting that concept? Very simply I can explain to you. Start with the wave. Can you start with the wave or ocean? You start with the wave. Wave is the tiny one. Wave. You start with the wave. Now the wave is drowning. Ocean is never crying. The wave is falling apart. Because rising, falling apart. So if the wave guru comes, who is falling but is not falling apart, he is holding steady. How come you are so steady? I am not the wave, I am the water. Huh? Really? How do you say? Bottom, top, middle, what is? Water in the top, water in the middle, water in the bottom. Oh, that's right. Suppose he says to the wave, you are the ocean, he can't grasp it. Because wave is so tiny, ocean is so vast. You are water. Ah, that is true. And that water is everywhere. Ah, that is right. Water in your body, the wave, if you name it Atma, the water everywhere, Brahman, just a name difference. One is macro, other is micro. And with one body, if it is wave, with total upadhi, it is ocean. So Sarvatma Bhava comes. Water I am and water is everywhere. Same way, consciousness I am and consciousness is everywhere. Ishvara alone is existing from the standpoint of form. Thus, Sarvatma Bhava, Ishvaro, God alone is existing. This is known as the oneness with God, oneness with the truth. Are you getting that? So beautiful. One who get this is known as the liberation. Sarvatma Bhava anna parosti kanchiti. There is nothing beyond, below it. It comprehends, it includes everything in the universe. That is why it is an all-inclusive vision. God is not a name for a form, but the name for all forms. Nobody stands apart, nothing stands apart. You are not more godly than somebody or less godly than somebody. Everybody is divine. You give it a form, fantastic. Formless, wonderful. Both way is fine. So Sarvatma, this Sarvatmana, Bandha Vimukti Hetuhu, that is the cause for your freedom. Drishyagrahe sati upapadyate asau, this bhavana, sadbhavana, this Sarvatma bhava, when do you see it? Drishya agrahe upapadyate. When you drishyasya agrahanam, when you see with yourself who you are, now in and through drishya you see the same consciousness. Listen carefully. This example you must take it. Please take it. Your eyes, listen, see. Your eyes see the flat earth. Your mind knows it is round. Are you getting the difference between perception and knowledge? You understand the difference now? Understand. Your perception is different and your knowledge is different. Take this very, very important standpoint. Your perception is different and your knowledge is different. You cannot, you have to only reconcile perception with knowledge. You cannot replace perception with knowledge or knowledge with perception, because you have to reconcile. Please understand. Your eyes shall never see round earth. Eyes shall only see flat earth. Your eyes shall never see a colorless thing. Your eyes shall always see blue sky. Your mind knows there is no blueness. Eyes shall not see a steady sun. Eyes shall see a rising sun, moving sun, setting sun, no sun. But your mind knows it neither rises, nor sets, nor moves. Earth is moving. Your eyes shall not see, understand, that earth is, the eyes moving. Your eyes cannot see earth is moving. Can you see your earth moving? You cannot. But your mind knows it is moving now. From west to east, that is why sun has come up. Earth is moving. Exactly same way, your perception is, I am the body. Your eyes cannot see the Brahman. You see yourself, consciousness. Eyes will not see the oneness. Sense organs are meant for recognizing, recording divisive perceptions. Sense organs will not see the indivisible oneness. Are you getting that point, please? Eyes will not see the oneness. Eyes will see varieties of forms. But your mind recognizes in and through this variation, There is an invariable, steady existence. In and through this apparent division, there is one indivisible, pure consciousness. Your mind can see. That is why your knowledge is something, but your perception is something else. Perceptually, earth is flat. Knowledge is, earth is round. Because of your knowledge, your perception doesn't change. Not that you start seeing round earth. And because of your perception, your knowledge is not affected. It's a Jivan Mukti Avastha. That becomes living liberated. Because of a perception of a body, knowledge that Aham Brahmasmi doesn't get affected. Or because of your knowledge that Aham Brahmasmi, body doesn't disappear. Are you getting that? It in spite of your perception. Knowledge is in spite of your perception, not negation of the perception. That is why it is so beautiful, so realistic. Nothing to imagine. There is nothing to imagine. You see very clearly for yourself as to who you are. Okay? So he says, Sarvatma na paro na kaschite drushya agrahe. So drushya agrahe sati upapadyate. When there is no drushya, there is only drashta. Only. So when it is drushya agrahana means what? Not that you don't see anything. Your eyes continue to see. But in and to the perception, you know, I, consciousness is the common denominator. It is the foundation. Sarvatma bhavasya sada atmanishtaya. Sada atmanishtaya sarvatma bhava asya purushasya. When you just abide in yourself again and again, more and more, you see the same thing everywhere. It is like a death. When you know for sure, your body is and your bodiless awareness. That is when somebody passes also, it doesn't affect you. Why? You know they don't die. It is not a heartless thing. It is a vision. Yet, if you choose to cry, you can cry. Rama was going desperate for Sita. You mean to say Rama was stupid? What is wrong in celebrating a personal relationship? There is a husband, there is a wife, there is a son, there is a daughter, there is a mother, there is a father, there are friends. If you feel like, of course you are living with them, memories are strong. And somebody when passes, suddenly memories are redundant. Chances are, emotions builds up. But you can choose to express your emotion or not to express your emotion. Not showing your emotion is not wisdom. Or because you show your emotion, it is not foolishness. Because you are best happy with yourself, but you are happy to shed few drops of tears. Why? Mother with whom I lived, father with whom I lived, friends with whom I lived, for their sake, few drops of tears. Nothing much. What's wrong? If you say, what is there to break down for? Okay, that also is fine. But you, at no time, are miserable. Because you know, nobody ever passes. Nobody ever dies. Everybody is ajo nitya saswatayam purana. Unborn, eternal, ever existing. It is like the pot is breaking, the clay continues. The ornaments are melted, gold continues. Body is melting away. In the ocean of elements, this elemental body is melting away. Consciousness ever the same. Okay, I have been told this, then he continues further. For whom it happens beautifully. Drushya syagrahanam katham nu ghatate dehatmana tishtato vayarthanubhava prasakta manasah tat kriyam kurvata sanyastakhila dharma karma vishayi nityatmanishta parei tattvajñai karaniyam atmani Sadanandeshu viyatnate drusyasyagrahanam katham nu ghatate dehatmana tishtata bāyārthanubhava prasakta manasah tat kriyām kurvata sanyastākhila dharma karma vishayaihi nityātmanishthā paraihi tattvajñai karaniyamātmani sadanandechu viyatnate. Right. So you want to revel in that oneness all the time? This is what you have to do. Drusyasya grahanam katham nu ghatate dehatmana tishtata. Dehatmana tishtata drusyasya grahanam katham nu ghatate. Dehatmana tishtata. One who is existing, tishtati, existing, as dehatmana, I am the body. If that idea, if a person stays at that level, that the body is I am, how can he ever stop seeing the divisions? Why? The moment I look at myself through the body, it's a limited entity, I cannot stop seeing limitations of others. If I say I am the body, I am different from the world. Are you getting that point, please? You must see that. When I say I am the physical body, naturally I become different from everything. So what is the question of seeing the oneness? As long as, remember that statement, as long as you are looking at yourself through what you have as who you are, that long you cannot escape looking at others through what they have. If you look at yourself as who you are, you shall see everybody else as who they are. If you are looking at yourself through what you have as who you are, you cannot stop looking at people through what they have for who they are. You are looking at a position. Who are you? Engineer. Who are you? Rich. Who are you? Man or woman. You are looking at yourself through the body. Naturally you cannot escape looking at others through their body, their upadhis. Understand? That is why before you say, before you claim, before you demand that everybody should love me, first you must love yourself. Are you getting that point, please? Before somebody starts loving you, you must love yourself. That's a huge conditioning, that loving yourself is selfish. To break that conditioning, it will take centuries. Why? It is organized crime against mankind. It's an organized crime. Religions will proclaim you are selfish because you love yourself. They shall say, you must burn like a candle and give light to others. The most useless statement you can ever come across is this. Burn like a candle and give light to others. It's like, that's why people who are got a martyr syndrome. They want to suffer and take the credit. They want to suffer. To help out, they suffer. The person who receives your help, if he knows how much you are suffering for it, will he accept it? If he is sensitive, just think. I ask you 5 rupees. You deny your children your food and you give me 5 rupees. If I know it, what shall I say? Why did you punish your children? Please keep it with yourself. I am not taking it. Why? For myself, why should I suffer? Why is it that you must suffer and share? Why can't you enjoy and share? Why can't you be happy and share happiness? And how on earth can ever be so that you are unhappy and giving happiness? Can you give? If you are unhappy, what shall you distribute? Unhappiness. If you want to distribute happiness, you must be happy with yourself. But when the person is told, burn like a candle and give light to others, one man has suffered, everybody is released. What nonsense! Why should that person suffer and how can I be released? It's like telling, I am hungry, please go and eat my food and come. Why? I have eaten for everybody. Wonderful. I am enlightened for somebody's sake. Nonsense. Each person must do it for himself. Just like anything. Just because your father is a PhD, do you inherit your father's PhD? You can inherit your father's wealth, but you can't inherit your father's intelligence. You can inherit your mother's wealth, but you cannot inherit your mother's intelligence. Understand? Knowledge is not inherited. Knowledge is not gifted. Can you gift knowledge? Hereby I gift my knowledge to my baby only. Then what will happen? Like wealth is remaining in the family, knowledge also will remain in the family. What a disaster it will be. Because everybody is so selfish, they don't want to go beyond the family. No, me and my son, me and my daughter, me and my wife. So, knowledge also in our family for million years it is existing. We don't give it to anybody. You know what a tragedy it will be? Lucky that this knowledge is not transferred. But today, just like political scene you see, politically also, the children are inheriting the father's position. Even religious field also it has happened. You cannot believe. There are these religious heads now, they are absolute cheats. They have their sons are now occupying as the next one. Family inheritance. Why? It's all family property. I see. Understand? When a religious institution has come up because of the contribution of the whole society, it must go back to the whole society, not to the family. Very simple. Truth also, you cannot inherit. That is why Shishya Putra Samaha. Traditionally there is a Shishya Putra Samaha. The Shishya, disciple, is like a child. Why? If one child who is born from your body, to him you can give his wealth, this child receives your knowledge. So which child is better? Wealth receiving or knowledge receiving? That is why the children who receive knowledge, one who receives knowledge from you, perpetuates your idea. One who receives your wealth will have his own program. Are you understanding that? So if you want to love somebody, anyway, loving yourself is most important thing. Because as long as you are looking at yourself through something, you cannot escape looking at somebody through that something. Like if you are looking at yourself through your car, through your house, you have to look at it. But when you look at yourself, you are the happiness itself. Everybody is same happiness. So drusyasya agrahanam katham nu ghatate. Dehatmana tishtata. Existing as the body, how can you ever see or be the bodiless awareness? Meaning, cannot be. Why is it so? Bahyarthanubhava prasakta manasa tattat kriyam kurvatah. Because when you take yourself the physical body or you take a thought to be yourself, Bahya artha anubhava prasakta manasa. That mind, manas, Bahya artha prasakta anubhava. Bahya artha anubhava prasakta. Will be busy experiencing the sense objects, sense experiences. Sound, touch, taste, smell, sight. No time to look at himself. That is why to a young person, anywhere round the world, one who is lost in living, in a sense, gathering sensation, you ask him, come here, I'll teach you where the happiness is. He says, are you nuts? I'm already happy. Why? Cinema, movie, music, dance, food, pleasure, sensation of every kind. What other happiness you want in life? The fellow doesn't understand how nicely Bhagavad Gita says, Ehi sansparshaja bhogaha dukkha yonaya evate adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Ehi sansparshaja bhogaha. Those bhogas, sensation, sense pleasure, are sansparshaja. Sansparshat jayate. That sensation which comes, which is caused by the sense organ coming in touch with the sense object. Sansparshat jayate. Dukkha yona, their womb of sorrow. Why? Adyantavanta kaunteya. Hey kaunteya, they are adyantavanta, adivanta, antavanta. They have a beginning and therefore they end. When your ears come in touch with the sound of music, so nice, separation, sound stops, music stops. Your skin comes in touch with, you are touching something so nice, soft, hard, lean, thin, I mean a sort of warm, cool, something you are touching. Oh, it is so nice, that something goes away. Weather changes, person goes away, things go away, no more available for touch. Dukkha yonaya. It becomes dukkha yoni, womb of sorrow. Sight. Eyes coming in contact with a particular sight. Such a pleasure to see the sunrise. Sun stops. Sun has gone up. Cloud comes over. I see my people, I feel so happy. They are gone, crying. They say, don't go, don't go, don't go. Why? I can't see. Understand? Taste. The tongue comes in touch with the food. So sensation. That food is not available. Miserable. The perfume or the flower you smell. So good. That thing is not available. Miserable. Why the person in the youth or when he is mindless, he doesn't understand this? Because replacement of sensation is so quick. Now you are hearing, now you are touching, now you are tasting, now you are smelling, now you are seeing. So many sensations. Are you getting that point? That is why people love to stay in metropolis. Urbanites will not like to go to villages. The person who is living in a metropolis will not like to go to a village. Do you know why? There shall be gap in sensation. In the village, what is there? Morning, money, nothing. Simply one tree, one cow comes and goes. Ayyo, this is not the place, I can't stay here. Whereas in village, in your town, you want something, just step out into the road. Hundreds of cars, thousands of different boys and girls, dressed in different way, hundreds of hotels, hundreds of restaurants, hundreds of everything. So, people feel what? Engaged. Village throws you back to yourself. Isolation. I can't stay. So, happy man, huh? So, when you are old, you are forced to remain away from circulation. That is the time the urbanite is dead. How does it happen? So, that is not happiness. Come for happiness. No, understand yourself. We'll see tomorrow. So, sannyasta akhila dharma karma vishayi nityatma nisthapari. So, akhila dharma karma sannyasa. You run away from everything. You run away means you withdraw yourself from everything for some time to see this. Atmani Sadananda ichuvihi tattvagyehi atmanistha karanya. Those who are interested in being with that happiness all the time, for some time you must withdraw and see yourself as you are, so that no time you lose sight of yourself. Having seen it, you can go back to what you can go back to. You have to go back to your body, your mind and the world. But previously, when you are a prisoner of your house, Now you are a master of your house. Previously you were a prisoner of your thought. Now you are a master of your thought. So, what do you want to be? A prisoner or a master? You choose. We shall see tomorrow. Okay? Close your eyes. Thank you, friend. Just think of